Good, sunny, muggy, gorgeous, only a few high stratus clouds trying to block out the sun on this otherwise muggy and a high of around 90 to the low 90s as clouds and storms again on this unstable air mass at the surface will destabilize the mid and upper levels as it mixes in and the afternoon heating starts to mix up the atmosphere and pop up isolated showers and thunderstorms with isolated small hail, heavy downpours, some localized 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts, and minor street flooding will be possible in this early summer, mid-June day in the greater Bloomington metropolitan area in central Illinois. This is a thing I showed you yesterday. I'm shorting Riot blockchain. I just bought a few more. I should have bought it along with you. But my plan on this is I think it's going to get rejected at this downtrending resistance, right? And it's almost there. And if it hits it and it does what I think it's going to do and it gets rejected, I'm going to profit nicely off this because I think it's going to go down here really fast, maybe even lower. Now, yes, I'm not on leverage, so I'm only paying a small interest that they charge you per day to hold the shares. It's very small and it's minute because I'm not on leverage. If I was on leverage and this thing breaks the wrong way and hits this and finally bounces in any meaningful way, I'd be fucked. Because the higher the price goes, the higher my interest payments, the closer I am, and eventually my margin will be met, and I'll have to either deposit money or they'll liquidate my account and I'll lose everything if it came up and then eventually it comes down. I'm not on leverage, so I don't have that risk. My only risk is the small interest payment. And if the stock did, go up too much, like if this thing went way up here, I'd be fucked, and I'd probably get liquidated. I'd probably just put double my position up here to cover my margin because I know eventually it's going to come down, and I would be willing to throw a couple $1,000s into that to not lose my money down here because I know it's coming down now again, right? It's coming way down there. So that's how this is going, and it's actually going according to plan. If we zoom in, you can see we have a rising wedge. As we know, they're bearish reversal patterns that came out of this pump here. And that's why when we got here, I started shorting it. And then it got here, I bought more. Here, I bought more. But now you can see it's traded out of that rising wedge. So now what it might do is follow it up to this upper support or upper resistance. And right where these two upper resistances meet, that's where it's going to get rejected. And then you're going to have a fast collapse down. That's what I'm playing. I hope it works. I expect it to work. Because you can see again in Riot blockchain, just like the Bitcoin and all the other coins, the volume and we'll even zoom out. We'll show you this. The volume this time though in Riot blockchain, I think mostly due to the leverage. You see last time it came online and pumped way up there. This time it was bigger, right? So that's bullish. Actually, that's very bullish. That the pump this time was much bigger than that. But I think it's got a lot to do with no leverage there and massive leverage and option plays being used there. So it's not surprising in this coin. But this is going to come collapsing down. It's going to be a disaster for the people that bought long and did not do basic technical analysis that you can easily see here that Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing has went over. Big candle wick to the base. Next monthly candle, big candle wick to the base. Next one, smaller, but big candle wick to the base. That's telling you there was heavy sell pressure up here, and it was forming a topping pattern in a rising wedge, and the price was going to roll over on itself. The buyers or the bulls were being exhausted, right? So anyone that bought up there, you're fucked. Because you're not coming back up there anytime soon, if you ever do. You're going to be in a lot of pain if you're not out, or if you're not finding creative secondary ways to make some of this money back that you're fucked on right now, like Vincenzo's about to do when he's shorting it. It's a big candlestick in a 30-minute time frame, but you got 8 minutes left, and you got big wicks on the top and big wicks on the bottom. That means there was lots of movement in this 30 minutes. So what you could do is you start trading up along this upper resistance of that rising wedge now that used to be support, trade up against this major overhead resistance, and then you crash, right? You could do something like that before you crash, which would not surprise me at all. I actually expect it to do this. So if it does do it, it's not going to faze me or anything. And I think we're going to have a huge crash in this. Riot blockchain, just like they had in the past. And I think I'm going to do really good. And right off the bat, your target one out of this is right here. Then you could bounce to this moving average, and then you really crash, right? I expect Riot blockchain, before it makes any kind of sniffs, its old high it just made. I think you're coming way, and this is going to scare some people that got bought in way up there. If you bought in way up here on the wicks that I just showed you, this is going to scare you, where Vincenzo believes he's going to make a fortune on shorting Riot blockchain, because he believes wholeheartedly Riot blockchain has, at the bare minimum has to come down to that red line. And let's throw some sexy, glowing, gorgeous, beautiful price labels on here. So you have your top. Never getting back. Well, if you do ever get back here, Vincenzo doesn't believe you ever getting back here. We'll make that green. If you ever sniff this again at $78, you know, we can make that one bigger. At $78, it's going to be a long time, but old Vincenzo doesn't believe you're ever going back there. And if you bought up and now, you're fucked. Current price, where I think we're going to get rejected with this rising wedge that we just talked about, is right about $37. Long way from 78, right? Go in the settings. Make this a glowing, eye-appealing light blue. And then make this an eye-appealing purple, right? $37 is a long way away from 78. And, oh, we got to clone this. Bam, bam, clone. And major, where Vincenzo sees the ultimate price coming, oh, we'll keep it on 666. Fuck it. It was meant to be. It landed on that settings. And we're going to make this a fiery red, because this is danger. Danger, danger, danger. Vincenzo thinks, oh yes, we're coming down at bare minimum to that $4 to $6.66 level. That's why old Vincenzo is shorting Riot blockchain, and he's going to profit immensely off of this trade, because he sees something like this happening, right? In the long term, Riot blockchain through September, this is the pattern Vincenzo believes you're going to be in. And that's what Vincenzo's trading. Vincenzo believes that's what's going to happen in Riot blockchain, right? In the far out time frame, in the shorter time frame, you can see it already starting. Some more nonsense with rioting, probably because another criminal was shot, justifiably. But Vincenzo sees this happening, and that's what Vincenzo's playing in Riot blockchain on his short position. I'll keep you updated if you're along with me. I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I play one on my own radio show. This is strictly educational and entertainment only, and what I'm doing in my own personal beliefs and opinions. But if you're along the ride with me, I'll do daily updates until I exit the position, good or bad. But I expect over the next 3 or 4 or 5 weeks that $300 or $480 will turn into nearly $1,000. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love. And as a reminder, as of the 20th of October, I know that's a long ways away, but I will no longer be signing any type of fan mail. It'll all be tossed. And again, I say this with peace and love. Peace and love. I just have too many things to do. Peace and love.